The Nigerian Debt Management Office, in conjunction with the CSL Stockbrokers on Thursday, July 13, 2023, hosted the federal government issuance program titled Investment Opportunities in FGN Securities. The event, which held at the Victoria Crown Plaza Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos, had in attendance the Director General of the DMO, who was represented by the Director Portfolio Management Department of the DMO, Mr. Afolabi Oladele. In his opening remarks, Mr. Oladele shared the need to save and invest, adding that while saving, one must look out to earn results, safety, and contribute to country's development.
Consider the advantages from saving, and when we save, let's invest. When we invest, we should invest in things that are safe, and government securities are safe. Unfortunately, there are some people that invested some years ago in some policy schemes like MMM, and when it looks too good to be true, it usually is. So let's invest in things that we know, things we understand, things we can follow up. Government is not running away. Now, where are the MMM people? The man himself has died. Government will not die. So it's for us to learn more about the opportunities available from investing in federal government securities, safety, and any procedures. We guided through how to invest, the convenience. So we feel this will be a very educative and informative session for all of us that communicates us how we can invest. Investing is not just for those big merchant banks, those big stockbrokers. It's available to us too as individuals to invest as low as 5,000 a month. We must invest, and that's how we grow our income. That's how we make what we have today to be more tomorrow, and then we can rest having worked, knowing that there's something that will take care of us.
While giving the presentation on the investment opportunities in FGN securities, the head proprietary training at CSL, Mr. Richard Akimoladu, highlighted the purpose of investing, its importance, and ways to make profit.
How do you tap into these investment opportunities? So, what are FGN securities? FGN securities are financial instruments issued by the DMO on behalf of the federal government. As the representative of the DG of DMO in his earlier speech made mention that they are working for the federal government. Federal government needs funds to actually support some of the infrastructure we are seeing around. When I was driving to this place this morning, I saw the Sukuk 3 road that was linking to VI. You see that road? That's some of the infrastructure. That's some of the things that this fund are used for. So the DMO, acting on behalf of federal government, is the one issuing this government, and this government goes to the purse of the federal government to actually execute some of these projects. Next. So what are the purposes of these FGN securities? The first one there is to raise capital to finance deficits in FGN budgets. At the beginning of each fiscal year, you see the government coming out with a budget. They come with the expenditure and the income. But most of the time, we see that the expenditure is always bigger than the income. So they find a way of actually covering up for the income, shortage in income. And one of the ways is by issuing these securities, FGN securities.
Members of the audience had the opportunity to ask questions and received satisfactory response from the panel.
For the federal government savings bond, what will be the duration for the bond?
Okay, that's all. Yeah. This question is for the federal government savings bond. What is the duration for the bond? What's the duration?
Issuances of savings bond for some months, and that's why we are transiting to a digital system. We hope there won't be any other pandemic, but if there is, when we are fully digital, we continue to issue without, because at the time of COVID, a lot was still about people filling forms, submitting to stockbrokers, and a lot of these offices were not open at that time. So we suspended issuance for some months, but for anything that was due During those months, we paid every coupon and every principal that fell due during those months. We just could not issue new ones because of the lockdown. But despite that, everything that fell due was paid when it fell due, and investors did not lose any money due to that event.
My question is is it absolute? What of in the case of disaster and war? How is it going to be managed? Thanks so much.
In case of war, as I mentioned, if there's war and there's chaos in the nation, nobody will be talking about investment. Even though if you have money, the money might be useless, you may not be able to spend the money because there's nothing is working, everything is in disarray. So we don't pray that there's war, but when there's war, everything gets useless. Even though if you have money stacking in your house, you may not be able to spend it because there's nothing. So we don't pray that it's an extreme situation, and we don't pray that we get to that level.
Speaking with WebTV, Mr. Afolabi Oladele and Mr. Richard Akimolado reiterated the importance of investing.
Okay, there are two sides to it. First side is that as Nigerians, we need to save, not spend, consume all our income. We need to save because there's a time when we won't be working and must have reserved for such time, a time when we will not be economically active. So the idea is about improving the savings culture of Nigerians, having the habit of keeping something aside, and then what we save, we should invest. There are sayings in local parlance that we should not eat with 10 fingers, we should not consume all that we produce. And then there are words of wisdom from investment experts that we should spend what is left after we have saved, not spend first and see if there's anything left for saving. Now, if we cultivate that bit of saving, then what do we do with what we have saved? We should invest it, and we're saying that a good investment is for individuals is the FGN savings bond, which was designed for retail investors to help them save and earn income, while at the same time supporting the government's developmental efforts by providing finance for the operations of the government. The savings bond is issued every month, and for as low as 5,000, individuals can invest in the savings bond. There are other FGN securities that we can invest in. There is the Sukuk that's issued once a year normally. That starts from 10,000. The other FGN securities, Treasury bills and FGN bonds, which are for a higher level of subscription from 50 million, which may not be accessible to retail investors. But the FGN savings bond is available at 5,000 minimum, and regularity is issued every month. Normally the first working week of every month, we issue for a week the savings bond from 5,000 up to 50 million. You can invest. So we want Nigerians to cultivate the habit of saving regularly and investing what they save, and investing in safe instruments like FGN securities. Because we saw some people invested in get-rich-quick schemes, Ponzi schemes, MMM, and all those things, and their money disappeared. With federal government, you are sure of safety, you get good returns, and you're also helping the country to grow and develop by government is able to finance its operations, finance capital projects. We see around when we travel, we see Sukuk, finance roads, so we can see what borrowing is translating into in terms of infrastructure development. So that's the idea. So the message are in two parts: save and invest what you save. And in investing, invest in federal government securities which are safe, and you are sure that you will not lose your money and you get good returns on them.
As you've seen, the title of this seminar is an awareness program. We are here to actually talk to investors, most especially retail investors, on FGN savings bond. The FGN savings bond is a product that is targeted at retail investors, and it has been in existence for over 6 years. But the traction that is received is not encouraging enough. So the DMO has put this program together to actually go around the country to speak to investors so that they can be aware of the benefits that are accrued to this investment instrument. But when you talk about investments, one of the safest investment you can think about is bond instruments, most especially the one issued by a sovereign entity like the federal government. So when you talk about investment, the safety is very important. Safety is number one thing you want to consider, and the bond, the FGN savings bond, we give you that. Is backed by the federal government faith and credit. So there's no default. You get your coupon as at when due, and you get your principal at maturity.